Amnesty International, our assessment really is the country is very fragile at the moment. The nation is traumatized by levels of violence that they have seen directly or have seen indirectly through social media or the mass media, and therefore the country is not at ease. The consistent demonstrations, the violence that is being used against the protesters have also left many Kenyans very concerned about our ability to allow freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and also freedom of association, particularly in the wake of the attack on the Kenya Human Rights Commission. The major concern essentially is the language of politicians and people who are even concerned about, the direction of governance in this country is increasingly moving from non-violent, peaceful language to violence and the language of violence. And therefore, I think it is time that we find not just a way of focusing on the issues that matter to many Kenyans. I mean, I think deliberate, decisive governance at this time is very important. It is much more important for the executive to act on the things that Kenyans are concerned about. The weakness of Shah Shif, the lack of financing for education, the bloated expenditure in some parts of government, particularly with regards to extravagant trips or the use of advisors or the appointments. These are the concerns that Kenyans are making daily. And I think if we had a response to those issues, they may not even necessarily be need for dialogue. They would essentially be a feeling of that we have a breakthrough from the concerns that many Kenyans have had. Deeply concerned about ethnic polarization. The hashtag We Are Kikuyus last week was one attempt to try and push back at the idea that, the 47 plus 1 or the 42 plus 1 formula that unfortunately has been used to demonize not just Kikuyus, but over the years, Luos, Kalenjins, Luyas, even the communities of northern Kenya, the Somalis. There was a time that they were second-class citizens. That level of ethnic profiling has brought Kenya to the brink several times. So it must stop, not just because it is Kikuyus this time, but because it always leads this country to ruin. It always divides. It never uplifts. And in some ways, it is also a way of deflecting national attention from the things that really matter to most Kenyans. And those are jobs, they are health and education, deep police reforms that are required, security reforms. These are the issues that most Kenyans are worried about, not the identities of their neighbors.